I love yard sales, man. I love yard sales. So today, um, I spent $165 at one yard sale. I spent $120 at another yard sale. And I spent $30 at another yard sale. And these are all the things that I got, right? So I got two jerry cans. Each of those are worth at least $15 to $20 typically. I got a bow saw, and those are about $29. And I got a cross the bed toolbox. Those are normally about $400. Um, and I got this for $80. I got the cans each for $3, and I think the bow saw was like $3 too. Um, and some of these things, when you buy in bulk, they'll give you like a group discount on stuff. They're usually pretty people are just wanting to get rid of their junk. But if it's junk to them, but you're able to use it, then it becomes treasure, right? And so I think it was $2 a piece on all of these. So just that rake at Home Depot, you'd probably pay $20, and that rake and that rake and that rake and that rake, and maybe they might have perfectly smooth handles, but a little bit of sandcloth is going to take care of that for me. This shovel was probably $40 or more. Or probably $40. It's a heavy duty fiberglass handle. Um, Even the levels, right? You go to buy a level like that at Home Depot, and you're talking, $30 to $40 a piece. And that's not all, though. That is not all. The cat did not come with it. But can you imagine that a wood chipper, a big old wood chipper, that takes probably 3-inch or 4-inch branches? Those are, I looked it up online, because we have these portals in our pockets that are really actually pretty handy for learning things or gathering information. So he went from 65 to 40 without even asking for a discount, because he saw all the other stuff that I was interested in. And so, but yeah, $1,331 is if I would have went to Home Depot to buy one of these, and $40 is way better deal. It I heard the engine turnover. It needs fresh fuel. It might need a fresh spark plug. It might need to be cleaned up, and for the carburetor. But you know what? For that kind of savings, I am all for a couple hours of tinkering. But that's not all. That's not all, right? And then I got this whole big bag full of bungee cords. I don't know if you can see in there, but you have to trust me. It's a cool little burlap bag full of bungee cords. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of tire chains. Each of those would be $30 to $40. Um, in fire season or in ice season. But yet it came with all of these too, right? So I've got like 6 pairs or 7 pairs of cables and chains over here that came with the deal. And then, right, and then we came over here, and this guy says, "Hey, you need one of these valves?" He says, $2. And I said, "Man, that's probably more than $2 worth of brass if it were just to be recycled, and that's about $100 valve." And then it's got other parts that I can use on it too. So, and then there's half of a um, what is that called? A crawdad gauge. I'll explain more of that later, maybe. Buckets of bolts, right? Some people see buckets of bolts and they see useless weight. But if you've ever had to buy bolts, you'd realize that these 2 buckets are probably about $400 or $500 worth of hardware. But not at a yard sale, $10. All right, these 2 rolls of heavy-duty rubber, those are $2. This whole bucket of nails for roofing and any other real project that you'd like to use it for, $7. Roll of wire that would be probably $40 at Home Depot, $7. And the bucket was that would probably be about $40 or $50 at Home Depot. Right now you come to, what? We're not done yet. Oh yeah, we got a recovery strap right there. That was only $1. And we have, what do we have here? We have a whole case of stainless steel water bottles, and they're brand new. and those were $1 a piece, right? And that's I'm gonna hand those out to people on the streets so that way they have a little canteen to they'll carry with them. All that wiring right there, you need a little bit of wire. You're gonna be paying, buy all those pieces at Home Depot, and you're gonna pay over $100, $150 probably. You need some surge strips. You know what? Some of them might not work, but I can test them before I use them. And I think that whole box with the wire and those was $5. And then a whole big bag full of the really big wire nuts. Yep, that was only $1. We've got solder. I don't know if you've bought solder lately, but man, just that roll right there is $20, and you're talking $5 at least for a paste, a thing of paste. And we got some glue sticks, and what else we got here? We got little tubing support clamps that the cat seems to favor. Right, we got a little broom, perfect size for my camper van. But we're not done yet. Right, we're still not done. What else do we get? Oh, we got these masonry chisels. We got a flat chisel and a round one, and that was $1 each on those. What do we got here? We've got pulleys. Those things are about $8 a piece or better. And look at this. This is kind of a cool little thing. I've never seen one of these, so that will probably end up on like an eBay or something as an antique, right? Because what the hell is an antique? Go to the plumbing store for a 4-inch sanitary tee in ABS, and you're talking probably $15 to $18, right? Because parts are expensive. And there is a complete crawdad cage. And what do we have here? We have a camp stove. Everything is in working order. It's all there. It's kind of cool. It's an old white gas one. It's got the windbreaks. It's a Coleman. Probably only used a few times and left out in the garage. And what? We're not done yet. Look at this. Cast iron. We got cast iron skillets. We got 6 of them. And I think they went ahead and did like a package deal at $2 a piece for me. But we're not done yet, right? And then we've got a pair of rollerblades. My friend's been looking for a pair of these. And it comes with the pads for only $30. Nearly brand new. I mean, I don't think these things have been used. They're not even scuffed up, you know. Pretty good deal. And then what? We're not done yet. And then there's a collapsible trash can, like for camp, or I can use it when I'm gathering up things for gardening and stuff. But the biggest, coolest thing, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we'll figure it out in the comments. And it's this thing right here. And this was a $3 purchase. And just to give you a ratio here, it's about 2 feet tall. And that is a official size tennis ball. And you've got a gnarly point right here on the tip. What is this thing? What is this thing? Whatever could that be? And it's not a unicorn armor. I'll tell you that. It's not unicorn armor. But it's a really, really handy tool. I'll give you a hint. It's a tool that somebody might take into the forest. So anyway, yeah. I haven't added up what I think all of this stuff is actually worth, and maybe somebody can do that for me in the comments. But that is the benefit of shopping at yard sales. And all of these things aren't things that I might need right now. But the thing is do I see more value in what is offered than what I have in my pocket? And the dollar bill is not to be considered valuable. I mean, it's useful, right? But if somebody somewhere said that it's not worth anything anymore, what would you use them for? Right? It's not something that we should be holding on to as an item of value, because it's being devalued when inflation happens. And we fight inflation by investing into things of value. And even if they're not of value to me, they're of value to somebody else. And like I said, I could turn that $3 into $10 or $15 if I need to make a few dollars to be able to pay somebody who only accepts uh, cash, money, U.S. currency. So anyway, yeah, that's yard sales. Oh, and that's how we keep our money local. I mean, these people that had a yard sale, they were hoping to get rid of their things, right? And when they hope to get rid of their things, they're, let's see, I need to sit in the shade here because um, they need to get rid of their things because they're tired of looking at them. And maybe they're getting rid of their things because they need money to pay people who don't accept things. But there's been a lot of times in my life that I've just traded and bartered for the things that I want. I mean, I have a 60,000 pound excavator. I mean, it's a huge machine with a big diesel engine in it. And I traded a car and a quad, like a motorcycle, and then some of my time, a couple hours of my time. But if I wasn't just trading, I figured I had about $3,400 of my value into my part of that trade. But if I were to go buy that machine new, they're $600,000 or $700,000, and there's just I can't afford that. Not many people can, But I live out here in the desert, and that's where the land is a lot less expensive than in the cities. And it would be handy to have an excavator out here in the desert, because when you start digging into the ground, it gets to be where it's cool. And when you're cool out in the desert, where it's inexpensive to live, you get a lot more time to feel like you're on vacation in your life rather than working so much to pay to exist on every level.